initially, I believe Nicole Kidman was supposed to be in that Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie. And I guess a conflict of schedules happened, so therefore Angelina got that movie, and that's how they got together, allegedly.
Wow, it just you put some light on something. I didn't know that Nicole Kidman could be tied to the demise of the what is it, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. I did not know that. So wow, that
No,
really put a
it's
spotlight there. Hello, somebodies. Welcome back to the channel. For all you returners, thank you. For all you newbies, hey, thanks for stopping by. I am your host, Mr. Mafuchi, and with me, as always, is the man that'll bring it to you straight 100. Here's my co-host, Jay.
hello everyone.
So, on today's show, we're going to talk about the people that we do know, celebrities. And as much as you have been infatuated with some of them, guess what? They have also experienced divorce. Now, we all know you would never think to divorce your celebrity crush, but it has happened, so we're going to get into it. But before that, we only ask for one thing, maybe two things. Let's get a little greedy and real. We offer free things, which is clicks. What kind of clicks? A click for like, a click for subscribe. And if you really want to impress us, and we will appreciate it, you can double click for a like and a subscribe, which always makes us happy. And especially with Jay, you think his smile is wide now, you give us both of them, oh man, it's like open river in there, okay? So please do so you can see it for yourself. Now, without further ado, let's get into it, somebodies. Now, in this group, we have top-notch A-list celebrities that have gone through it twice. I'm talking about Johnny Depp, and I know we all know what happened with Amber Heard, okay? You can put that in the comments if you haven't already in many other videos. Now, here's one that maybe Jay will agree with me, but for me, there was no one hotter in the late 90s than Mariah Carey, especially when she got divorced the first time. That's when she straightened her hair and her music was just more pop-like and hip-hop-like. She was just looking damn good, okay? Also, we were talking about in relationships, people say, hey, I like a funny man. It's all about personality. Personality will keep me in it. Well, who's funnier than Jim Carrey? Two women said somebody else because he's been divorced twice. And let's get into one of the icons of this genre. It's not even from our genre because he was in the 60s. But we all know him as Rocky. I mean, Sylvester Stallone. Now with a caveat, he has been divorced twice, but he finally got it right on the third time. So Jay, out of these four names, which one do you find surprising?
Well, I didn't know Jim Carrey was married. Only thing I knew he dated Jane McCarthy. So I didn't follow his relationships like that. The one that stood out to me was really Mariah Carey when she was dating or married to Nick Cannon. I didn't like that marriage just because I believe she's older than him, right? I'm not sure about the age difference. Um, I assume she's older, but it just something it wasn't quite right about that. It's just what we know about Nick Cannon right now, anyway. So that kind of stood out to me. Sylvester, I didn't know he was married as many times. I think well, he's married to a woman right now. She's a lot younger. Is that correct? Yeah, you
I
name?
think so. I think at least 10 to 15 years younger?
See, no, that's not. See, I don't like that either. It was like, did he get her pregnant, or am I thinking of another older celebrity getting people pregnant? They should be getting pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, because like okay, I know he's married to a younger woman, but I don't follow a lot of celebrity relationships anymore like I did when I was younger. Because one is like if they put it in your face a lot, eventually they're going to get divorced. I like the celebrities who you know nothing about their relationship, like Denzel, Samuel Jackson. I would say Magic Johnson too. Like I don't know nothing about their spouse. I know Cookie from Magic, but I don't know anything about their relationship. You know, type of thing. You don't hear anything about them in the news, but that's another story for another day.
Now, Jay, we could both say with the number one on this list, out of the ones that have gone through it 3 times, we both have had a crush on Halle Berry at some point. I, to a degree, still have a crush on Halle Berry, but she's gone through it 3 times. Along with Britney Spears. Now, let's stop there and talk about this. Gone through it 3 times, but the first time, it was a marriage that only went for 55 hours, and then she annulled it. So, Jay, did you know about that? And if so, what do you think?
Yeah, I knew about that. When I first heard that, I'm like, I forgot if it was a childhood friend or something like that, but I'm like, what was the reason for that? Were they drunk and just thought it was something good to do? Because it was so long ago
Oh,
when
let
she
me add
got
on to
married the
that.
first time.
She blamed it
Uh
on
huh.
drugs. She said that she was under the influence of drugs. So that she said that's the reason.
No, I don't buy that because that's when she was at her height, and she was making some money. So I'm like, he probably thought, okay, I married Britney Spears. The Halle Berry thing, I feel bad for Halle Berry because she be marrying. Well, his last dude was a piece of crap, right? I think he asked for child support, and I don't know if he's getting child support and alimony, but I really wish she wouldn't have married that guy. I don't know if she just wanted to have a child based on whatever age she was at that point. But yeah, I believe he's also younger than she is, and I just always hate it when older women marry younger men, especially in the entertainment field, because most likely, if they're not already in the entertainment field or they're like a D list celebrity or F celebrity, they're pretty much just getting with you or staying with you because you make all this money and you're a star, and then you can make them famous just by being attached to you. So I don't know anything really about the guy except for he's younger. He seems like he's a piece of crap. And then she has to pay this dude either child support or alimony or both, one of the two. But I have a special, I'll say my wife has a special connection with Halle Berry because she met her when she was filming this show and she was pregnant with our second child. I'm like,
Nice.
my son does not know how lucky he was to be close to Halle Berry. Yeah, I'll tell him that story one day when he's older.
Now, let's get on this list because there's some that are surprising. It was surprising to me. I'm sure it could be surprising to Jay too. Tom Cruise, Mr. Action Star himself, went through it 3 times. Also, this is our time, Jay. Angelina Jolie, for a good time, was seen as the most beautiful woman in Hollywood. Also went through it 3 times. The last one, Kim Kardashian, which I want to expound on this because one of her marriages, out of the 3, only lasted 72 days and with a tab of $10 million. Now, it must be nice to just be able to have $10 million aside that you could just, what seemed to have gone as a waste. That must be excellent. I'd love to have that feeling to be able to just spend 10 mil and waste it. And it's like, oh, that's fine. Didn't matter. But that's what one of her marriages was, 72 days. And also, I mean, Angelina Jolie. I've said it before. Show me a hot chick, I'll show you a guy tired of effing her. But Jay, out of these other names as well, which one do you want to expound on? Which one just truly pops out?
Well, I want to talk about the Tom Cruise Angelina Jolie one. I didn't know he was married 3 times. I was surprised to hear that. I know when he was married to Nicole Kidman, that from the story I heard before, that he divorced her right before their 10-year wedding anniversary, so he didn't have to pay her alimony or anything like that. It's based on the rule in California. And then he married Katie Holmes, who was known from Dawson's Creek. And when they got together, I'm like, one, that's just an age gap in itself by itself. And then I know Katie Holmes said that was her celebrity crush, was Tom Cruise. And we know how toxic that got towards the end. So, like, be careful about your celebrity crushes because they're not always who they claim to be or seem to be. But Angelina Jolie, I know she was married to Brad Pitt. That was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And then
2 other known names. Oh, Billy Bob
I
Thornton
forget.
was the other one.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. I couldn't remember that. I couldn't think of the name, but yeah, I don't know who the third person she was married to. Was it before Billy Bob?
Yeah, that was the first one that she was married to, a no name at that time. So it's still a no name.
Yeah, yeah. So Brad Pitt, that one, I didn't know how bad their relationship was with all the crap they had going on in the media, because I know he was still married to Jennifer Aniston, or they were in the process of going breaking up or whatever, and then he got with Angelina. Because initially, I believe Nicole Kidman was supposed to be in that Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie, and I guess a conflict of schedules happened, so therefore Angelina got that movie, and that's how they got together, allegedly. So yeah, I wasn't too surprised about that one, but at that time he really wanted kids. I don't think Jennifer wanted kids, so Angelina, I think she already had a daughter or adopted son at that time, and they adopted more than had their own biological kids, but it looks like she was offering something that Jennifer probably was not, and he wanted it probably sooner than later. But yeah, their relationship got toxic at the end too. And I think they're still going through arguments about property and stuff like that, and suing kids and blah blah blah. So that was the Tom Cruise was more the shocking one to me, because I didn't know he was married 3 times.
Wow, it just you put some light on something. I didn't know that Nicole Kidman could be tied to the demise of what is it, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. I did not know that. So wow, that
No,
really put a
it's
spotlight there.
no, because when they were both be doing Mr. and Mrs. Smith, so if Nicole Kidman would have got was able to play the role, even though the movie was good, the movie was really good. So it was a perfect pairing between Brad Pitt. What? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? That was a good movie. It was fun.
Just like
What?
you said,
What?
just like you said about the Family Man, it was okay. All right, I'll put that there. Yeah, and now let's just bring something out there, Jay. This is 3 times. So I have an adage that says one's an accident, two's a trend, three's a problem. So at this point, Jay, do you feel after the third time, people should really take a good look at themselves as to say, maybe it could be me? Because, you know, with all of us, we don't do that. We try to see every other way, every other angle except ours. So I think this is the case that you've gone already 3 times. It can't just be, okay, all these 3 people were wrong for me. It's like maybe there's something about you that is not conducive and compatible in a marriage. So, Jay, what say you?
Yeah, I think there's always they say that the common denominator is you. You know, with all these relationships, so they want to take a look at themselves. Like, hey, what is it that is causing this issue? And only they really truly know what's going on in their relationships and marriages. Because like, why are you getting married so many times, and do you know the person well enough to actually marry them? Or but because they're celebrities, maybe they feel, okay, if I get married, my name is out there, I'm getting attention and all that type of stuff. I don't know, I'm not a celebrity, so it could be a multiple um, things. It might not just be them themselves. It could just be because of the entertainment field, and they feel like, okay, if I get married to this particular person who has this status, oh, will be spread across, well, used to be newspapers and magazines, but now it's the internet. So it's like it could be a combination of things. But I just feel like if you're really these celebrities, like, what is the issue? And yes, you are the common denominator, but what else is going on outside of that? Because obviously, one of the people you're picking, for one, I'm gonna say in Halle Berry's case, most definitely the person people she's picking. But it's like, and like for Kim Kardashian, like she's just like black athlete, so it's like that's all she wants. You know, that's just how that family is in general.
All right, Jay. I see the number one top of the list. I think we can expound on this one for sure. It's J Lo. I mean, Jesus. I'm gonna say this, okay? I will give her credit. She's a beauty. She could be stunning at times, and I was down for her in the early aughts, even the mid. So definitely a pretty girl. But 4 times. 4 times. What's going on here? This is obviously more than 3. And she just decided to go one more and it didn't happen. That was with Ben Affleck, and Ben Affleck's no prize when it comes to marriage either. So again, I would take a chance to see what's going on, but I feel that she's more about the thrill of the chase because she loves the pursuit. She loves the romance of having someone wanting her. And then afterwards, I don't think she enjoys just settling down. That's just my opinion, Jay. What do you say?
And bringing up the romance part, have heard people in the media say she probably just likes that part of it, the very beginning part of the relationship and all that type of stuff. But my thing is like, I know she got with one of her dancers. She was with Mark Anthony, and then I don't know who the first one was. And then you had Ben Affleck. And I just thought the Ben Affleck one was stupid just because you guys were engaged at one point. From the stories I remember, she was trying to change him and have him look a certain way, especially when they go to award shows and stuff like that. And he just didn't care for all that. And it looks like he still didn't care for it when you guys got together. So I'm like, what was that conversation like compared to when you guys were together? What, maybe was it almost 20 years ago to now when you got married recently? What was those conversations like? Like, did you guys like, how much did you change? Are we still disagreed on this? Are we come to a compromise on this? Like, that's like, I would just need to know information just to understand what was the mindset of getting married after all this time.
Yeah, well, Jay, just like the movie Jiggly, both of that movie and their last marriage bombed. So that's where we leave that. So, getting to other people. Nicolas Cage, also a 4-timer, 1 annulled, but he did figure it out. Thank goodness for him. Hey, 5th time's the charm. He is currently married. Pam Anderson, again, another beauty in the 90s. I wasn't as infatuated with her, but I know more people did. She's gone through it 5 times, but she also married the same person twice towards the end. Now, Jay, I mean, you already divorced this person once. I don't know if it was sweet talking or she just wanted someone and this is the last person and maybe thought they could figure it out. But what is your opinion if you marry the same person and just try it again?
I think they think either something has changed in that person or within themselves that they can agree to redo it again. Or that saying's like, it's better to know the person you've been with to compare to someone new. But yeah, I couldn't marry the same person twice. And there was a reason why you guys split up in the first place. So did that part change? Did something get better? What was the deal? Because I didn't know Nicolas Cage was married 4 times. Did not know that. But the Pam thing is like, I think I saw her documentary that was on Netflix. So she wants, she wants to be in a relationship. She kind of told her stories about things that happen in relationships and stuff like that. But that's just more of how she grew up, I believe, and then the usually when you're going through that type of stuff is you don't get the love at home, so you're try to get that in your adulthood through your adult relationships, and it doesn't always work out because you didn't get the proper love or shown the proper love as a child. So yeah, for
sure, Jay. Now let's get into this list. The person we brought up with Angelina Jolie, Billy Bob Thornton, divorced 5 times, got it right on the 6th. He's currently married. Here are 2 famous ones, at least in our lifetime. I hope the name still carries over. Richard Pryor was married 7 times, and he also married the same person twice, but in this case, it was 20 years apart. So, hey, I married you in the 80s, and then I tried to get in the aughts. It still didn't work out. Damn. I mean, and just before we talk about him, the last one, Larry King, married 8 times, and again another person that married the same person twice towards the end. I feel with this case, with these two, that these are people that did not want to be alone. They needed somebody there. They needed some kind of comfort, even if it wasn't the right kind when you marry the same person twice. So I feel that's what was going on with these two. But Jay, what do you say about this?
For Richard Pryor, I probably think it was because I don't know a lot of his relationship history. So I know because at the height of his career, it was like, hey, you can get what you want when you want, how you want it type of thing. But I don't know if towards the end was a part of it was because I know he got sick and stuff like that. And he had some type of disease or whatever. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I know he was sick. So I don't know, it was like that aspect that could have played a part in it as far as like, okay, I want someone who I trust or who I know who can make decisions for me, anything like that. So I would actually have to do that type of research. But the Larry King thing, I couldn't be married 8 times. It's like, because when I think people who get married more than once, and this first time I heard this couple speak or this guy speak, he was saying, yeah, I'm not gonna leave my wife because if I get divorced and marry somebody else, I'm committing adultery until my first wife dies. So I just think about that when I'm hearing all these people who get married multiple times, because you're technically, and according to the Bible, you're committing adultery while the other person is still alive. Until they pass, you're an adulterer. So that's what I think about when I see all these marriages. That's what comes to my mind.
Now, during that time, believe it or not, you're probably not a listener, Jay, but Howard Stern has been famous for a long time now, even currently. But during the mid-90s, Howard Stern made his film, and a big chunk of it was about his first wife and how she was the love of his life. So, that should be cemented. But in 2001, he filed for divorce, or she filed. I forgot who filed. Now, this is tough because Howard Stern is known to he tells it like it is. He always tells you the truth. But to this day, he's never explained the reason why. But I feel this is even tougher because you have a movie out there about her being the love of your life, and now his second wife is the person that he claims is the love of his life. So that's why I feel this is tough and why I put it on the list, Jay, because this is definitely a person you know, but it's out there on film, and now with his current wife. So this has to be a really tough balance for him. So Jay, I mean, what are your thoughts about this?
I do remember seeing the Howard Stern movie. I didn't remember that he was actually married to the first person. I know he's married to, I think, I don't know if she's an actress or a model or anything like that now, or that was her profession when they got married. Yeah, because based on how out there he is, and I'm surprised he didn't give a reason of why the divorce happened, because that's something I would want to know. And if you're putting like all your business out there to begin with, and your fans would probably want to know that information. So I'm like wondering, you said, I'm wondering, did he do something that he shouldn't have done, which led to that divorce, and he doesn't want that out there? But I guess we'll never know.
So let's get into the other person, which again, very famous, Tiger Woods, y'all. We didn't know anything, and at this point, he had been married for 6 years, and then everything blew up. He had, I think, it topped out at 50 mistresses. Jesus, man, that was shocking. That was top news everywhere. It was worldwide, and nobody knew. I mean, I look at Tiger Woods, I'm like, okay, he's okay looking, but I guess you have to see it through women's eyes. But of course, as it's always been said, money does help make somebody attractive. So I was shocked as hell about it. Jay, how about you? What was your reaction when you heard?
I was surprised just because he came off as a good guy. And I don't know if at this point where his dad died, and then after that, he kind of just went off the rails as far as doing all these other things. 'Cause I don't know if he was like that prior to his dad dying. I know his dad was like a big influence. But yeah, I was surprised when I saw the news where all these women just came out the woodwork saying, yeah, they were with them and stuff like that. And plus, one, you need a team to get all these women for you and get their numbers or have them meet up. That took a lot, you know. He had to have his like his bodyguards or whoever he was with to to get all that together. So my thing it was like, okay, if you have this appetite for all these women, why did you get married in the first place? Granted, you're at the top of your game at this point. And as soon as all this came out, his career went downhill. I think he won maybe one or two events. I don't know if he won any majors after that, but yeah, that derailed his career.
Yeah, for sure. Tiger Woods. I love that golf game on Xbox, by the way. But all right, the other two are beauties, by the way. Both of them were cheated on. That's why it's shocking. It was shocking to me, which was Natalie Portman and my crush of all time, Shakira. I did not expect either one of these to be back on the market at all, but it wasn't for anything they did. It was for the jerks that somehow didn't see their value anymore, or they were just going back to thinking with their other head. I don't understand it. That definitely the women are not to blame here at all. I was shocked by this. Jay, what were your thoughts when you heard about this?
I was surprised. So I wouldn't heard it from you. So I was very surprised because I didn't know there was any issues going on in their relationships, but I can't pronounce her name the way you pronounce something say Shakira, okay? So I don't know what was going on with their like one is her traveling and her making her money. 'Cause I know they have kids, right? Or at least they have one child.
Two.
Natalie Portman, she's two children. And I know Natalie Portman, she's smart, so I don't know that the issue was going on there either. So I was very surprised because they seem like nice people. So I wish I knew if they were just men being men and they just can't control themselves and they're like, oh yeah, I have this person who's very famous, very successful, but that's not enough for me. So I'm just go ahead and do what I want to do when they're not here.
Now, calling it quits. I put this with people that have been married for a long time and have called it quits with their spouse. So, starting off, Wolverine himself, which is the latest news, has called it quits with his wife after 24 years. We got God himself, if you watch Bruce Almighty, Morgan Freeman, 26 years. An actor I think you hopefully know, Jay, Anthony Anderson, 24 years, calling it quits. So out of these, Jay, which one is surprising for you? And what do you think about all this? You 20 plus years and you're done.
I was surprised about the Hugh Jackman one because I didn't find out until I actually watched Deadpool Wolverine. I didn't know that was not a joke. So when they said it in the movie, I was like, I actually had to go look that up. And I don't know if I heard correctly or not, but he cheated or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's just what I heard. I don't know if that's true. But when she was with him, when he had nothing, when he was not famous at all. So I was like, why are you throwing away the relationship after 20 plus years? So I was very surprised by that one. I didn't know Morgan Freeman ever got married. I didn't know he was married. So when I saw that name on the list, I was like, he's married? I did not know. But the Anthony Anderson thing, I'm not surprised by that one because I've heard him and his wife, they were having issues on and off for a while. So I'm not surprised by that one because there were rumors that he was hooking up with his co-star from Blackish, Tracy Ellis Ross. Tracy Ellis Ross. Rumor, just want to put that there. That was a rumor. So I don't know if that's actually factual or anything like that. But there was talks about that during like either the ending seasons of Blackish, but his wife, I think they went back and forth about filing and not filing for a while. So that one I'm not surprised.
Yeah, just a long tenure. It's always sad when you hear about it. Now the next one, George Lopez, after 17 years, but after he needed surgery, he needed a kidney, his wife then, now ex-wife, donated her kidney to him. And shortly after, they filed for divorce. This is probably by far not the way you want to leave a marriage. Is this way your wife saved your life, and how do you reward her? Oh, thanks, honey. Goodbye. So, I don't know if you knew this, Jay, but what do you think about this?
Oh yeah, I heard about this story. As soon as I heard this story when this came out, I stopped liking George Lopez. I lost all respect for this man. I don't like watching anything that he's in. I just think it's despicable how, now I don't know where they have the issues prior to this surgery, but I'm thinking you're in good standing if your wife is volunteering to give you her kidney.
Yeah.
So if someone giving me a kidney, we need to work out whatever issue that we got going on if you're giving me a part of your body for me to live. So when I found that out, I was like, that is just trifling. How you gonna do that to her? I'm like, nah, like, yeah, so I can't get down with George Lopez after that. I just lost all respect for that dude after that when I heard that news. It's just stupid.
Yeah, and you know what the crazy thing is, in the Hispanic and Latino community, that seemed to be a power macho move, and he got even more adoration out of it. I don't understand it. I'm neutral, you know. I enjoy George Lopez, but it's like this, like, where do I stand with this? I'm not sure. I just don't watch anymore. Now, let's continue on the list here. Kevin Costner after 18 years, and Borat himself. This was shocking to me. Sacha Baron Cohen calling it quits after 14. Now, this one's special. We all know why. Kris and then Bruce, now Caitlyn Jenner, after 22 years. Now, we both understand this one, right, Jay? Because a big change happened. So there's not much. I kind of feel for Kris in this situation, but you know, a person's got to be who they are. So what are your thoughts on this, Jay?
Well, it's not surprising, but I don't feel for Kris at all. She probably slept with OJ, and that's why Khloe looked like OJ. Come on, let's put that out there, right? You know, so I don't feel bad for Kris. No, it's like there's something going on with that family that we all know about. That it's like a non-said thing. So I don't feel bad for people who do stuff like that behind closed doors. I don't. So I don't feel bad for Kris. Like she got money. I don't know if she's with that young dude now, but she's fine. He's fine. The Kevin Costner thing, I've heard about that. I don't know too much about that. But the Sacha Baron Cohen thing, I was surprised when I saw that news because they've been together for a while, and I do like his wife. I think his wife is funny, or his ex-wife is funny. So I was very surprised when they put out a joint statement saying that they were going their separate ways. That one was, I think, the biggest surprise. I think that happened this year, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah.
I think you're right on that one. I think they claimed it was more work-related and they couldn't get their schedules in order. So I guess both of them had projects and they just couldn't figure out who would stay with the kids. And two more here. Chris Rock, which out of infidelity, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but a little bit. And the last one, Jeff Bezos. And I think because of the person that he's with now, if you're on the West Coast and in LA, we both know, well, at least I hope Jay knows, Lauren Sanchez. She's a news anchor here in LA. I was shocked because I went to look at Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. I think his ex-wife looks better than Lauren Sanchez now. I think with Lauren Sanchez, you could tell all the work that's been done. I mean, again, the heart wants what the heart wants, but for me, I would stick with the ex. I mean, she's a little more of a stunner than Lauren. So, Jay, what was your reaction about this when you heard of it, or unless you're hearing it for the first time now?
No, I know about the Lauren Sanchez thing because she was one of the it people as far as anchors in SoCal. So I always watched news when she was on Channel 13, and then I guess, well, UPN got canceled and she went on their thing. But when I look at her now, she don't look the same. So you can tell work was done. So she's not prime Lauren Sanchez. So I don't know what was going on there, how they got together. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with his ex-wife or anything like that. But it's like, if this was like prime Lauren Sanchez, I completely understand where he will be coming from. But
Yeah,
but his ex-wife, yeah, but his ex-wife, I think she's getting very compensated very well for the divorce. So she'll be living her best life. So she's good. The Chris Rock thing, I'm not surprised because he talked about that in one of his specials. So not surprised when you look the way he looked / and then you become famous. Yeah, you can get a lot of stuff thrown your way, and then you're gonna take advantage of it while you got it. So I understand from his aspect, yeah, but again, don't get married if you know you want to step out or want to step out, or you have those urges you can't control. But that's just me.
Man, Jay just throwing a little shade at Chris Rock, but all right. Yeah, I'm not too shocked by that. And yeah, Lauren Sanchez in her prime, that I understand. But Jeff Bezos' ex-wife right now got money and looking damn fine. That's a catch right there, somebody. So go ahead and go for it. And by the way, I mean, Jay, the one that looks like DJ Lance from Yo Gabba Gabba, throwing shade at anyone. Come on now.
I do know someone who's dating an actor, and I asked my grandmother just to make sure I'm seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, right? Because it looks like this person had work done, because they didn't look like that when I met them years ago, right? So I don't know if it's just something in the entertainment industry where it's like you need to get some work done in order to be with these celebrities. Because the person I know who's with this celebrity or actor, she does not look the same. So I don't know if it's like it's a thing you have to sign, like, yeah, get work done to be with or be a part of someone in this industry. So yeah, that's when I thought it in there. All right, so for all these divorces, some shocking, some not shocking, but the ones who ended after 20 plus years, my thing is like, why then? Why not sooner? So I feel once you're married for that long, why not stay and work together with whatever issues you may have? Did it grow apart? Was infidelity? Was like, I'm just fed up, or something like that. My thing is like, I would need to know more. But for being married for so long, knowing you're going to change and the person's going to change, why are you guys not sticking it out with these long-term marriages? Like for the Sacha Baron Cohen thing, if it's really like schedule related, why don't you just stop working as much as you working before? Like both of y'all cut back your schedule, like cut some projects. Like, are you hurting for money? I don't think so. But it's like, work it out, unless you're George Lopez, because that's just hell no. It's like, once you take my body part and then you divorce me, we're done. Like, I don't even want to talk to you after that. So, but yeah, like, if you're together that long, try to work it out. Like, if it's something that is like you can't get past, I completely understand. Go your separate ways. But when you're together that long, there's a reason for it. I assume it's because you love each other and you got infatuation. But being in the entertainment industry, I assume there's something behind it, not just, okay, it's love, it's something. It's like, okay, I need you to be a part of this, so X, Y, and Z type of thing.
Yeah, very well said, DJ Lance. So now on this one, I mean, you're right about it. Once you're past 20 plus years, I mean, you've been able to be together this long. Is it really a big deal to try to figure it out? I mean, I don't want to cast stones, but I mean, some of them have one foot in the grave. I mean, at this point, just be with the person that's been with you the whole time. But it just goes to show somebody's, even if one of these people were your crushes or are your crushes, it could happen to anyone. Some of these people were the it person of their year, or even some of their other years. They were the best looking person for those years, and they still happen to them. So what does that say about everybody else? Again, it can happen to you because it happened to them. That's the reality of it, and I'm glad that it was shown. If this is the only way you're gonna understand that you're not the it person, sometimes people are not gonna revolve around you. And to further understand it, look at the celebrities. Even the youngins. I mean, I know Ariana Grande just went through a divorce. I knew that wasn't gonna last. It's way too young. It's just not going to happen like that anymore. If you're hot one time, not gonna happen. Hey, my 90s crushes right now are single, which is Mariah Carey, the Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson, and all of you know her, Krista Allen is the elevator, the woman in the elevator in Liar Liar. All of them are single, and they were the hottest at that time. That's how it goes. It could happen to you. Again, I will say it one more time. Show me a hot chick or a hot guy, and I'll show you a person tired of effing them. That's what it boils down to, somebodies.
Didn't you know Amy Jo Johnson was divorced?
Oh yeah, I think 2 or 3 years ago. But rumor has it she's maybe dating somebody. But of course, that's just a boyfriend. That's just temporary. There's no ring on the finger. Well, it depends on who you talk to. Some people even have a ring on the finger, right? You experienced that, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's scandalous. So, with that said, somebodies, you made it all the way through. Thank you. And all we ask at this point is a click for like, a click for subscribe. Hey, a double click for both. And if you just miss on the clicker, you could always keep clicking. We don't mind at all because it's going to get to us eventually. And for all of you that have a topic you'd like for us to talk about, we have the comment section. Put it in there. Just type it up. Say, hey, Marriage Pros, please talk about this. Please, Mr. Mafuchi, keep saying Jay is DJ Lance. Hey, put it up there. We'll put it on the queue and we will talk about it, okay? So, it's been our pleasure to bring to you this show. For Mr. Mafuchi, Jay, we will see you next time.
Later.